Welcome to the Health Coach Nation podcast. My name is Hailey Rowe, and I'm a sales and marketing coach and LinkedIn lead generation service provider. I work with health, life, and mindset coaches and online service-based business owners to help them get more sales, shift their time to the client-generating activities instead of just the busy work, and overcome that social media overwhelm. Let's get into the show. Hey, Health Coach Nation. If you're a coach, a wellness professional, or a beauty practitioner, you know how important it is to protect your business while growing your impact. That is where Alternative Balance comes in. Alternative Balance is a membership-based group that provides liability insurance and essential business resources to help you feel confident and secure in your work. Whether you're just starting out or you're scaling up your business, their coverage and benefits like marketing tools, business growth webinars, and 5-star customer service are all designed to help you thrive. I highly recommend checking them out. I've even interviewed them on the show before. Go to alternativebalance.com to learn more and get coverage that fits your business needs. Today, I wanted to share with you something that I heard recently from a dietitian and a coach who booked a discovery call with me, which is basically a call where we talk about their goals, what they're looking for. We see if one of my offerings can help them. And it's just a free, obligation-free call where we're able to talk about, does it make sense to work together? And on this call, someone was sharing with me that they had become a functional practitioner, and they did a program that had them using a CRM, which is basically like a tech tool. It's a place where you will host all of your leads, like your email leads. You will keep track of customers in there, things like that. But basically, she was saying how she just wants to get her first clients. She's just starting out, but the program that she was in didn't really meet her where she was at. She was, getting these complex things that she needed to set up technology-wise, and the CRM that was above and over her head from where she was starting from. And it caused her to spend a lot of time on the tech piece and the setup piece, when really she just wants to get her first clients. And while having a tech tool long-term can be beneficial in your business, it's not necessarily what I would say, oh my gosh, that's the first thing you need to do when you're just trying to get your first clients. So she was saying how, going forward, what she had learned is that she does not want a cookie cutter program. She wants something personalized. She wants something where someone can meet her where she's at and help her customize a marketing plan that meets both her values, her strengths, feels authentic to her, something she can actually stick with and not get paralyzed by because there's so many steps. And so we talked about how, one of the things that I do with my clients in the inner circle is we create their customized marketing protocol, which is like, what are their unique weekly steps to be moving the needle forward when it comes to connecting with people, creating more lead relationships, booking more discovery calls, and closing more discovery calls. Because in a nutshell, if you want to get more clients, you have to make more offers. And so in order to do that, you have to get to the point where you're booking more calls and people are engaging with you and that kind of thing. And really putting your focus there and organically building up your audience and your conversations and your leads and your partnerships and things like that is where we want to focus. And so I was sharing with her how, number one, it's a wonderful thing to reflect on your past programs, courses, mentors you've worked with, and think about, what do I need going forward? What are my standards going forward? What did I learn I respond really well to versus what do I maybe not respond well to? How do I work best? How do I learn best? What do I need to bring to the coaching relationship versus what do I need my coach to bring to the coaching relationship? And really clearly defining that so that you can make an empowered decision going forward and not make a decision where you're going to regret it or you're going to feel disempowered or like you were rushed into something, because essentially you are a business owner now and you have to start thinking like a business owner. And so part of that will be investing in your business and not letting your certification or your education become a sunk cost where now you did that, but now you don't have the business experience and you don't know what to do business-wise. And so it is natural for the next step to be to get business support. But if you don't have a criteria of what kind of business support, what kind of things are you looking for? And even if you don't know the specifics because you're new, you probably do know, oh, I respond best to something that's customized, or I work best with external accountability, or, little things like that you can take. And even if you're new to business, you can think about when you were a student in school, how did you learn best? Did you work with a tutor? How did you study for your tests? How did you break things down best? And just kind of like learn from past experiences so that going forward, you can make an empowered choice about what kind of business support you invest in and feel really good about it. So this person I was talking to really knew that they didn't want a cookie cutter plan. They wanted customization. They didn't want complex tech because they don't need that yet at the stage of business that they're at. And they wanted somebody who, understood that and had worked with people in the wellness field. And I was able to listen to that as a coach and share with her how, which offers that I have meet that criteria, right? And so if you are somebody who's, had the cookie cutter approach before, and now you realize you want something more customized, brainstorm, first of all, what are your goals? What have you tried so far? What has been challenging? What are you looking for going forward? How do you work best? What kind of standards do you want to set for yourself and then the program that you choose? And then bring that to your research process when you're talking to coaches and booking discovery calls and things like that. And if you are curious about how you can start to, get a customized plan and what that looks like, I do offer a free consult, and it isn't an obligation call, meaning you don't have to sign up for any of my programs if you book it, but we can talk about the options. We can talk about the custom options because I have, some that are more standard and I have some that are more really tailored to you and super hands-on. So if you're curious about that, you can go to HaileyRowe.com and book a free consult. And I just want to encourage everyone here today to think about what are your next moves in business and what do you need or what do you feel would lock that in and help you have the most highest chance of success versus what do you know is definitely not going to lead you to success. And chances are, that maybe going solo and continuing to listen to information without implementing it and continuing to bounce around from free training to free training, you might be in that cycle where you're over consuming and not doing. And the question is, what needs to change for you to start doing? Do you need more structure and support? Do you want a personalized mentor or coach? Do you, need to just put some parameters around, like set some boundaries for the kind of consuming you do versus producing that you do? But think about that and think about those questions I mentioned earlier regarding, what kind of criteria do you have for your next program or next investment? And if you do want to talk it through, I would love to hear what you come up with and chat more. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks so much for listening to this podcast. And if it's really helpful for you, I'd really appreciate if you share it and or leave a written podcast review. This tells the podcast sites that our show is useful and it will be promoted to more people that way. Thanks again.